Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for joining me for another great recipe here. So I was actually looking in my book today, and this is the book I bought a few years back. They only made so many of these for the Manheim auction in Manheim, Pennsylvania. And this was made, this is the 50th anniversary, and I think this was made back in the 90s, 96 I think it might have been. Anyway, I was looking through there, looking for some snack. You know, I'd rather bake something myself, knowing what's in it, and than buying store-bought snacks today with all the dyes and preservatives and everything in them. I'm trying to eat healthier, and I've been doing that since my surgery. So today, I found a nice little recipe that I think will go really well. Again, it's probably not the healthiest for you, but it's a really good one. So today we're going to make brownies. We're going to make moist brownies, but they're the ones with zucchini. So these are called hidden zucchini brownies. And we are going to have a 2-day part on this one where I'll put them all together. So it'll be in a couple seconds for you. But we're going to make the peanut butter icing on the top of these chocolate brownies. So if you're from Pennsylvania or anywhere in that area and you know chocolate and peanut butter, just like a Reese's cup, goes together really, really well. So I saw a recipe in there too for mayonnaise cake, which I'm probably going to make that real soon because that looked really good as well. And if anybody from Lancaster, Pennsylvania or anywhere around there that knows the Dutch and Amish ways, you know how we are with our mayonnaise cakes, which is basically chocolate with the peanut butter icing again. So let's get over here and get this one, this recipe started, and please like and subscribe, and we'll get it rolling. Okay, so here is the general ingredients that are in this. Obviously flour, some sugar. The powdered sugar is for later, so that'll be for the icing, which I'm not worried about right now. I just have it sitting out here to show you. We got the baking cocoa right there, and this is an option, but I like putting chocolate chips in with it. And our normal ingredients, and of course the star of the show is zucchini. So I'm gonna get this shredded down. We need 2 cups of zucchini, so I'm gonna get this. You don't have to worry about peeling the outside off of there. We're just gonna shred it down, and you don't have to worry about squeezing it out as well, which I will reiterate again when we mix it together. Alrighty, change things around a little bit here. You can see I got my mixer out here, and got butter and zucchini's all shredded up here. So what we're going to do, this recipe calls for 1/2 cup of melted butter. So I'm going to take this one, that's one whole stick. This is just regular salted butter. I'm going to take this out here, and I'm going to stick it in this measuring cup here, and I'm going to stick it in the microwave for 20 seconds or something to get it all melted down. And then we're going to add it to our mixer, and we're going to mix it in with our sugar. So we'll get this melted down, and we'll be right back. Alrighty, so got the butter all melted here. We're going to pour it in the mixer a while. Make sure we get every little drop of that out of there. Then we're going to take our regular granulated sugar. We want 1 cup of this. Let me get the 1/2 cup because this is pretty full. We're going to do 2 of these halves in. 1, 2. That one's a little short, so we'll just add a little bit. Okay. Now I'm just going to put this down, lock her in, and start mixing that around. When we get that all mixed together, and while that's mixing, I'll put that sugar away. And I'll stop it for just a second, and I'm going to add in here our vanilla a while. And that's going to be 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Okay, 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And we'll get that mixing again. Put this away. We want to get that sugar all creamed in there with that butter before we add any of the dry ingredients. Pick up the speed a little bit on this. time. I gotta let this go for 2 or 3 minutes here to make sure it's got all that sugar. You don't want the hard graininess of the sugar. You want it to get beat into the butter, smooth it out some. You can hear the mixer is like slowing down, meaning that it's starting to thicken up with the butter. This is what we're looking for. Let me stick it up a little faster. Excuse me. Okay. Now, I'm going to pick this up here. And now we'll go with the dry ingredients. I want 1 cup of flour. We'll go 1 cup of flour here. It's just regular all-purpose flour. Nothing spectacular about it or anything. 1 cup of flour. Okay. I'm going to put that away. Now we need a 1/2 cup of this cocoa powder, unsweetened. Oh, this ain't even opened yet. Alrighty, I thought I had this open before. I guess I didn't. Alright. I'm going to open it here over the mixer. Let me move this thing to the back a little bit so it's back there. Give me a little room to work. This does not want to operate the way I want it to, but that's okay. I'll get it open one way or another. Alright. Now, we're going to put a 1/2 cup of the cocoa powder in there. Wants to fight me coming out of there, that's okay, because it's new. It's all packed in there tight. Oop. That's a little lower, but that's okay. Okay. Got the cocoa powder in there now. We're going to put in there 1½ teaspoons of baking soda. 1 1/2. And 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And that looks pretty good. Don't need a lot of salt because it's already has the salt from the butter. So now we're going to mix this around. Get it all mixed together. I'm going to put my dirty things in there. So we're going to let this get beat up. And it's going to get thick in there. You know, as it's mixing around, it's going to get thick in there. That's why you don't squeeze this out. You don't need to worry about squeezing this out because you want to pull some of the moisture out to put in with these brownies. And we're going to get one of my glass baking dishes out. Let's see, let's get the big one for this one, the 9 by 13. So I'm going to let this mix around for a little. I'm going to get my baking dish out and get it coated down, and then we'll start adding the last ingredients. Alrighty, now we're going to rearrange my camera here a little bit. We're going to take this dish off here. This is going to look a little dry, and that's okay for now. And while that's happening, I'm going to preheat the oven to 350. I'm going to preheat to 350. You need 2 cups. This is, again, why you don't wring out the zucchini. We need 2 cups. 1. A little extra in there, 2. Okay. So, got the zucchini in there. And it calls for 3/4 cup of these chocolate chips here. These are the small ones. I like the small ones here. So, I can put the extras in. Doesn't matter. Okay, now we're just going to fold this around. I'm going to use my handy dandy little spoon here. We're going to fold this in and get it all mixed together. Again, like I said, it's going to appear to be like it's dry. And everybody I know always says, you don't need egg? Nope, don't need egg. If we'd have squeezed out the water out of the zucchini and needed some other things for a binder, then you would have needed the egg. But we're going to skip the egg because we left all the water and the chocolate chips in there to give it that extra little moisture it needs. Okay, you just want to get this all mixed around. And that's all we're doing. You can see it's how it's just mixing around right there. You can see now it got all moistened up. Actually, it looks like a good chocolate kind of cake. All right, that's what she looks like right there. See? Nice and moist. Okay, now we're going to take our 9x13 baking dish. I got the biggest one because I want these are brownies, so we want them thin. I'm just going to cut a coat of the spray on the bottom here so it doesn't stick. And we're going to roll that right into the... Let me put this over like this so you can see what's going on. We're going to make sure you get all them crumbs out of the bottom. I want to make every little drop out. We're going to push this out here, make sure we get it all. And we're going to push this around. Because again, these are brownies, so we don't want them, they don't have to be really thick. Lay this around here. I think this is bigger than 9x13. I may have grabbed the wrong dish. I think that's what I did. I think I grabbed the wrong dish. Yes, I did. Let me grab my other dish. This is the one I needed. This is the one I needed. Let me put some cooking spray in this one. No big deal. We'll just transfer it out. Again, you can see I don't edit my videos. What you get is what you get. So now I'm going to put it back over here. Yeah, that would just got a little too thin with this one. I thought this was a 9x13, but I think this is my bigger one. I think this is my 12x16 or something here. My bigger one. There's a lot of bacon, so I had those, all kinds of these little casserole dishes. All right, that's better. It's about a 1/2 inch thick all the way around. That's what we're trying to get. Try to get as, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect level, but just want to make it as best level you can. So, you know, somebody's not getting a super thick brownie and somebody else is getting a thin one. Okay. I'm going to take my finger there since I'm the one to be eating this. And I did wash my hands, by the way. All right. So, we're going to put this in the oven. This goes for up to 25, 28 minutes. We'll watch it. Then we'll stick a toothpick in there to see if we get anything to stick to it. We want it just to stick a little bit, so when we pull it out, it'll finish cooking. So we're going to put this at 350 for 25 to 28 minutes. All right, guys. So our timer just went off. I had to extend it for another 6 minutes. That made it 31 minutes total. We'll take our toothpick here. We're going to see if it sticks to anything. Nope. Comes right out of there pretty good. We're going to take it out now. Look at how beautiful that looks. And we're going to set it up here. And we're going to let it cool. And I'm going to let it cool overnight. And then tomorrow, we will do the peanut butter icing and give her a try. See you guys in the morning. All right, guys. So it's the next morning. And you can see here, I have our brownies ready to go. Look at how beautiful they look. I kept that plastic on there so it didn't dry out. And so now we're going to make our peanut butter icing. So as you can see here, we got peanut butter, powdered sugar, some milk, a little vanilla, and some butter. So this is 4 tablespoons of butter. I'm going to put that in the microwave and melt that down a while, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, so while that butter is melting, we'll get the next things going here. So here's creamy peanut butter. I'm using Skippy. We're going to put a 1/2 cup of peanut butter in there. I got to grab my 1/2 cup here. We're going to 1/2 cup of the creamy peanut butter. Let me get a spoon out here so we can dip it out. Get her nice and filled up. Hey, it's just got to be close. Don't have to have it exact. That's close enough. that right there in the bowl. I heard our butter sounds like it's done in the microwave. Get that last little bit off there. I don't like wasting things. Okay, let me check the butter. Yep, that's all melted up. We're going to put that in there as well. Make sure you get all that last little bit out. Alright, get rid of the peanut butter. Now, we're going to have 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla. That looks close enough to a half. Okay. And then we're going to have 1 cup of the powdered sugar. My thing is still wet from washing it earlier. Let me get that cleaned out because the sugar will stick to everything. Alrighty. 1 cup of powdered sugar. And that looks close enough. Okay. Got that. Now we're going to add the start here. We're going to put in 2 tablespoons of milk to get the consistency we want. You could use up 2 to 3. I usually start with the 2, and then if we have to add more, then we can add more. But if we get the right consistency, then we don't have to add anything. Let me put this on here, lock her down, and we're going to mix her around and see what we get. And we're going to let this fix here for 2 minutes or so we can see where we're at. And we'll come right back. Alrighty. So after that, let me grab my little scraper here. Let's see, here we go. Give it a look. I want to make sure the sides are all clean and scraped down. And we're going to look at the consistency. I think that's some good consistency right there. I don't even think we have to add that third one. So that makes it look just like regular icing you would like buy from the store or anything like that. That's the consistency we want. So I'm going to scrape this down because I want to make sure I get all of it out. Don't want to waste anything. Then we'll get the brownies over here and we'll put her on there. Okay. Get my milk out of the way. Don't need that spoon anymore. Get a towel here and wipe everything down. Okay. Now we're just going to move my mixer out of the way. And we'll bring our brownies in here. Now, this recipe is called hidden brownie or hidden zucchini brownie. So in this recipe, you can either shred it like I did, or the hidden part is really where you puree it. You put it in a food processor and you puree it down, a couple pulses on it to make it really fine. And then when you make the brownies, you don't see any of the zucchini in there. And that's where the real hidden zucchini comes from. I was, well, I don't want to say lazy, but to me, I'm happy with it just the way it is like this. So, okay, so we're gonna put this on here. Man, look at that. That's gonna spread out nice. Even smells real good. Okay, let's start moving this around. I got just a little bit left in here. So if you're like got to stay away from sugar and everything like that, this is not the recipe for you. I can tell you that right away. All right, so we're gonna give us a spread around. I'll push it right to the edge. It looked like it was a lot, but when you're spreading it down like this, it's really not on there that thick. It's probably like 1/8 of an inch thick or so on the brownies. So, oh, didn't mean to pull that up there. Get her nice and spread around. We're just going to keep working it so we get it all the way to the edges where we want it to be. Pull a little farther there on that one. Okay, oop, almost pulled it up again. I think we're about done. If I keep playing with it, it's gonna keep wanting to pull the top off. Okay, so there we go. Now I'm gonna cut myself out a piece and we're gonna give it a try. All right, guys, so there it is. Like I said, you can see they're not that thick, and that's how you want brownies. You don't want like a cake where it's really thick. We're gonna, man, this stuff just is so moist, it's like just breaks apart. That's how you want it. Wow, there's chocolate chips in there. You hit a little bundle of those and that wakes your mouth right up. Wow, that's really good. I love them chocolate chips. Again, chocolate chips is optional. I mean, you can even use peanut butter chips and have them in the center. That'd be as, you know, just as good. But, man. Okay, guys, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna finish my coffee here. Eat the rest of this brownie. And enjoy the long weekend that we have here for, I guess it's Memorial Day or Labor Day. I'm not sure which one it is. I guess it's Labor Day. I'm trying not to do too much labor today. But I hope you enjoyed this recipe, and we'll see you on the next one. Please like and subscribe.